It's easy to imagine that famous developers started out at the top of their game, cranking out critically acclaimed hits from the second they entered the job market. And sometimes it's true. Talented bastard. The truth is, though, everyone has to start somewhere. Check out the early games of some of video gaming's best and brightest. Hideo Kojima is immediately recognisable as the man behind the Metal Gear series, a developer as loved for his obsessive attention to detail and complex labyrinthine plots as for his Twitter account featuring adorable pictures of his lunch and him DJing. But Kojima didn't start out on Metal Gear, nor on Snatcher, the ambitious cyberpunk detective game he created in 1988. His first game was actually the decidedly cutesy Penguin Adventure, a platform game about a penguin named Penta who has to bring home a golden apple in order to save the penguin princess Penguette. Although Penta doesn't do any tactical espionage action, he does fight giant lizard monsters and shoot lasers out of his face, which is probably an indicator of the kind of insanity we'd soon be seeing in the Metal Gear series, as well as Kojima's Twitter account. Peter Molyneux is best known today as the man who thought you'd enjoy tapping away endlessly at your phone's screen for a vaguely defined reward in curiosity what's inside the cube. Oh, alright, he's also the creative force behind the Fable series, as well as Dungeon Keeper, Theme Hospital, Theme Park, and Black and White. His first game, however, was a text-based adventure game about running a business called The Entrepreneur. According to Molyneux, he was so convinced of the game's success that he cut a bigger letterbox into his front door to accommodate all the orders he was sure he'd be getting. In the end, the game sold 2 copies, one of which was to Molyneux's mother. However, his first proper game following this was 1989's Populous, which invented the God game genre, received near universal critical acclaim, and went on to sell over 4 million copies. Guess he'd been paying attention to The Entrepreneur.
Just you wait till I find you.
Ken Levine, the auteur game designer behind BioShock and BioShock Infinite, wasn't always an auteur game designer. He started out as an aspiring screenwriter and moved to Los Angeles to write a romantic comedy for Warner Brothers called The Devil's Advocate, about the devil going to corrupt a good woman and falling in love with her, presumably in some sort of improbably located dystopian city. Details are sketchy. Incredibly, The Devil's Advocate never ended up getting made, so Levine took a job at Looking Glass Studios as a game designer. The first game he worked on was as a writer and designer on the still fondly remembered Thief the Dark project, and the rest is history. He's still keeping his hand in with screenwriting though, working on the remake of Logan's Run, so keep an eye out in that for any subplots involving the devil that he might recycle.
Please welcome the design director of Epic Games, Cliff Bleszinski.
What's up, guys? Good morning.
Cliff Bleszinski, aka Cliffy B, aka Don't Call Me Cliffy B, seen here with his best friend Ice-T, is most famous for his role in the Unreal series, as well as being the guy behind Gears of War, one of the dude-broiest video game franchises ever. That's why it comes as a surprise to find that his first game, which he developed when he was at high school, age 17, was a point-and-click adventure called The Palace of Deceit, Dragon's Plight, which is possibly the nerdiest video game title I've ever heard. Off the back of that, he was hired at Epic Games, where his first game was Dare to Dream, a graphic adventure about the dreams of a 10-year-old boy that was also apparently illustrated by a 10-year-old boy. Okay, but then he made Unreal, right? Nope, then came Jazz Jackrabbit. At least he's got a gun, I suppose.
Hello.
You will no doubt recognise Notch as the creator of Minecraft, as well as the owner of about half the world's money. Before he had his breakthrough hit with Minecraft, however, Notch worked making online flash games for King.com. You know, the guys who make Candy Crush Saga. Am I allowed to say candy? Where are we with that now?
Delicious.
Anyway, Notch worked there for 4 years, working on, among other things, animal matching card game Funny Farm. Is this where Notch got the inspiration for Minecraft? Obviously not, but still. Todd Howard is an executive producer and game director at Bethesda Softworks, where he's led the creation of both the Elder Scrolls series and Fallout 3, which is definitely enough good work to get a statue of yourself put up somewhere prominent. Howard's a Bethesda lifer, having joined the company in 1994, which is, holy shit, 20 years ago now.
You didn't think that you were the only one. He was the first.
His first game for the company was the surprisingly excellent Terminator Future Shock, a game I primarily remember for its box art, which featured a happy Terminator, there he is, jolly chap, and the fact that you could shoot the moon out of the sky for some reason. Terminator Future Shock did feature a fallout meter, however, and you'd take damage if you got too near radiation sources. Was this an early clue to Howard's designs on the Fallout series? Were Bethesda just sick of paying the Terminator licensing fees? Todd Howard isn't telling, just like he isn't telling us when Fallout 4 is going to come out, the big jerk. So those were the early games of 6 famous video game developers. Have you played them? Did you get the sense that their designers would go on to great things? Let us know in the comments, and remember to like and subscribe for more videos from Outside Xbox. See you next time!